I'm starting this week's Diamond Effect podcast episode with a big announcement. My Legacy Makers episode is out on Inside Success TV, which is like you streaming Netflix for success with motivational, inspirational programming that will not only entertain you, but hopefully inspire to action, inspire to become a better version of yourself every day. How can you find it? You can find it on Apple or Roku TV if you have it. So look for Inside Success or Legacy Makers, that should come up. Or even if you have a smart TV, just look for Inside Success TV, which you can stream for free. Find Legacy Maker series there, and my name, Maggie. I have a direct link where you can watch my episode, which I will share in these podcast show notes. And outside of the big announcement that I'm super excited and happy to share with you, I wanted this podcast to be about owning your big goals. And that's one of the biggest transformations I personally have had with relation to actually going after, with relation to filming my Legacy Makers episode, the story of that, what happened, and through that, me truly owning my biggest goals. Last week in Diamond Effect podcast episode 213, I talked about big goals, the timelines, how to align your big vision with short-term actions, and so on. And today I want to continue this topic by focusing on big, hairy, audacious goals, owning it so that you're motivated and inspired to then align your short-term actions with it. As I mentioned, I'm going to share the story how my big, hairy, audacious goals came about and how did I get to own it through Legacy Makers episode filming. But I'm not going to share what that goal is. You need to watch the episode to find out. So that will be your incentive to go ahead and watch my episode. So at first, when I set this goal for myself, I had it in my mind and I believe that I can do it, but I was probably extending the timeline unnecessary. And that's because I was also here to share this goal with other people. So at first, I didn't tell anyone about it. I was like, I don't want to jinx it. I'm just going to quietly work toward it. But it wasn't because I didn't want to jinx it, just because I was scared to share it. And then I shared with a couple people, and not even the full extent of that goal, but I shared it with my husband, who is also my best friend, and my dad, who is an entrepreneur, and he understood the goal. I knew he would understand me. But then to share it with the broader audience, even my clients, I was just too scared or intimidated about it. And then during my filming of Legacy Makers episode, I was asked what my goal was. Now, mind you, that wasn't part of the production plan. So it wasn't in as a question that was given to me to prepare for. We didn't have a script for Legacy Makers filming, but we had a production plan and kind of sections that would be filmed and what they would be about. So that particular question was not there. And because the director asked me that question at the end of the filming, I thought we were just chatting around and he just wanted to learn things from me and so on. So of course, I freely shared what the goal was in the whole extent. And then I forgot about it. But a couple of months later, the first draft of the episode came to me for review and approval. And as I was watching it, at some point my heart stopped. That section about my goal, or that section where I'm sharing my big, hairy, audacious goal, was included in the episode. So my brain panicked. I really felt panic. I had this anxious response to it. And my brain started going million miles per hour. Oh my God. Like, how did they share it? Why is this here? I should probably remove it. What am I going to do? All those questions. What will people think about if I leave it? So it was a mixture of panic, then fear, and then so the first was panic, second was fear, third was I need to remove it. But as I took deep breaths and started really thinking it through and seeing the story as it unfolded, as the director and editor showed it, I knew that piece had to stay, that it was really a crucial part of the whole episode. So I took a deep breath and started thinking, okay, it's done. It's going to be out there. And that's when I realized that was the best thing that could have happened to me. Because in that moment, I really made a decision to own my goal. I decided that if it's going to be out there and people will know about it, then I better work my ass off to realize it and to do my best to achieve it. It was a transformational feeling. Something shifted in my mind, in my body. I really owned it. And then when my husband actually reviewed the episode draft, because I wanted him to see, he really has a very creative outlook and I love his opinion. He loved it. He loved how everything unfolded and his yes, it's really showcasing you and the way it should showcase. So of course, my goal and announcement of it is there as a key part. So since that moment, I really own my goal. And the way I show up, the steps that I take, the ideas that come to my mind are so much better and so much bigger because of that. Even in the 10x retreat challenge, the idea of 10x and pushing yourself to think differently really came from that moment. So that's why during my 10x retreat, I shared this story for the very first time with the participants to encourage them to share their big vision and goals with each other so they could experience the feeling that I felt when I shared my goal, knew that it will become public very shortly and that many people potentially could see it, and through that, starting showing up differently and starting being even more committed to that goal. So I encourage them to do it. And I think most of them felt the difference. Most of them took that inspiration to own their big goals. And here's an exercise I want you to do with me, feeling the difference between when you need something to happen. Let's say you have a goal and you feel like you need it versus when you want to create something. So you have a goal and you want it versus this goal will happen. So when you need something, the feeling comes from inefficiency. There's a bit of attachment to the outcome, and it's more of a negative feeling that, yes, we can create outcomes from that, but it's energy draining. When we want something, it's more of a powerful feeling. We decided, we own it, but we want it because we don't have it. As opposed to when we know the goal is happening, we declared the big, hairy, audacious goals, we own it. And we know because we own it, we're going together. We know this is happening sooner or later. We might not know exactly how, we might not know exactly when, but we just know it's going to happen. This is the most powerful feeling you can have. This is you becoming your future self right now. And from that place, creating a big goal. owning a goal, knowing that it's happened, it's a non-negotiable. It's decided, right? When you own something, you know it's yours. You don't negotiate. It's decided. You also know you want it, why you're pursuing this goal. When you own a goal, you know exactly why you decided. You have your external motivators, internal motivators, all of it. You're very crystal clear on it. It also motivates you and excites you. So when I own a goal, the difference between wanting something or needing something versus owning it and knowing that you'll achieve it, it's so much more motivating and exciting to take the steps, do the actions, complete the task you set for yourselves in order to achieve it. So I would love for you to really dream big, if you haven't yet, and then share your dream, your big vision with me so that you can experience the feeling that comes when you muster up the courage to tell the world, this is what I'm going after. This is why it's important to me. Even if in the beginning it's one person, and I would love it to be me. So reach out to me. I'm going to share the email in the show notes and let me know. Now, I'm going to share one more story from Legacy Makers episode and a question that I was asked right after my big goal question that actually didn't make it to the episode. So you are getting a bit of insider information that you won't find anywhere else. So after that, the director asked me, okay, Maggie, so for somebody like me who had a lot of goals and accomplished them all, what's next, right? If somebody accomplished everything that they wanted, what now? And I said to him, you know what? You need to set a new goal, whatever that is, right? It might be in a different area of your life. It doesn't have to be professional goal or business financial goal. It can be a personal goal. But as human beings, we lose motivation or we lose purpose if we don't have goals, right? We thrive as human beings when we have a purpose to live for, when we have goals to achieve. And that's scientifically proven. So the big, hairy, audacious goal that I'm sharing in the episode, that's for me just one step, phase one, something that's big, but I can stand behind and believe it's possible. And when I get there, I will set a new goal because it's about the journey, right? It's not just about achieving a goal, it's about the journey you go through. You need to go on another journey. Otherwise, life becomes purposeless and meaningless. And that's when we really don't function well as human beings, right? I'm sure you've seen around you maybe people who retired early and they've been so happy about retirement. And then within 3 months or 4 months, they're bored. They don't know what to do with themselves, or their mental health suffers because they don't have any goals in that retirement. It's very different if you retire and you have some other goals to achieve and you're pursuing it. So it's important for us as humans to be able to have a purpose in life. Now, one thing that I also taught the participants at 10X Retreat is that there needs to be a balance between going after goals and achieving them while enjoying the life you have. Because as human beings, sometimes we like to go in the extremes, especially when you're high achievers. You can get yourself to the point where you're always going after new goals, right? You're always moving the goalpost. And with that, not actually being happy, not enjoying the journey, not enjoying the life, because you're always in that insufficiency and lack, where it's like, it's not good enough. I haven't achieved that goal. I achieved that goal. I'm not celebrating. I'm not happy. I'm moving to the next goal. And I'm again unhappy because I'm not where I want to be. That's a very dangerous and really not the great place to live your life from. What you want is looking at the progress you've already made, being proud of it, appreciating it, really owning that too, enjoying the life you have right now while pursuing the goals, while wanting more, while wanting to grow. And that balance between enjoying the present, appreciating the past for whatever it taught us, whether it was everything was great or whether there was a lot of things that we didn't like, but whatever lessons we had while pursuing your other goals is what gives us meaning and can bring us joy. So thank you for listening this week. I highly invite you to watch my Legacy Makers episode, Maggie on Inside Success TV. I am going to share the link directly to that. So if you don't have smart TV or Roku or Apple TV where you can find it, you'll be able to directly access the episode from the link in the show notes. See you next week. Bye.